All right, guys, I don't know if these are highly anticipated or not. All I know is that I think these are fucking beautiful. Hey, what's up guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 1 High OG. They are being dubbed the UNC Toes, obviously because the colorway or the color blocking is very reminiscent of the original shattered backboard version of the Air Jordan 1. Since then, they've come out with multiple colorways in the same styling, which all look pretty damn fantastic. Now, before we get started, a fun fact. This is our second time filming this video. First time, it was really hot in here. Felt like my brain was melting. It was a mess. So we're back, we're doing it properly the second time around, and hopefully the better time, because if the first one was better than this one, then I need to find a new gig. But the box itself is really cool. Obviously just a regular Air Jordan 1 box, but it's done up in university blue and black, and I just think it looks dope. If you're a UNC fan, that should be really awesome. If you're not, maybe you just like the color. Either way, it's nice to see these classic boxes with new looks, but still have the classic feel. But the most important thing is the shoes, and that's what these guys are right here. And you'll notice that they're already laced up as far as like right here in my hand, but the B-roll is what they look like when they were brand new in dead stock. So they do come equipped with the black laces already in them, but they're unlaced like usual. However, they do come with an extra set of UNC laces. They come in their Move to Zero packaging. I don't know, because originally I thought that like this was the look that I was going to go for with just the black laces. I feel like it's always the best look, but this looks good too. But anyways, I think that these things are really awesome. It's a really great shoe. Obviously, I love the Air Jordan 1. I know that some people are sick of it. Some people are also sick of this style color blocking. And if that's you, please leave them at the store for the people that do want them, man. Just let them go. Everybody that wants a pair of these, I really hope can get a pair. So far, the prices seem to be dropping drastically on the resale apps or platforms, which is a good sign that maybe just all of the fake sneakerheads are gone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Not all, but a lot of them. So cross your fingers that you could get a pair. I know that I could not get them on the shock drop. I had to get these elsewhere. But anyways, the outsole right here. Should I tell the story first or should I go into the shoe? We recently had our niece and nephew over, great kids. Normally when we see them, everything is just, you know, normal and stuff like that. But this time it was a little bit different because my niece specifically walked into the house and she was wearing a pair of Jordans. She's never worn Jordans that I've ever seen. So I was first off, second off, they were Jordan 1s, and I was just like, hey.
That little baby is all grown up and
They were Jordan 1 mids though, which is not a big deal, but they were a little bit dirty. And so I asked her if she wanted to go check out some shoes here and there. And she was like, yeah, sure. So I took her out. We saw so many dunks, so many Jordan 1 lows, Jordan 1 highs, the women's versions, all that kind of stuff, all in her size. Maybe a little bit overwhelming for her because she's not like a sneakerhead or anything. So there were so many colors and options. And then I was lucky enough to run into these in her size, which is a grade school size. And that was the one that she picked. She fell in love with them instantly, which I was really happy about just because the quality of the shoe is really nice. So it was love at first sight for her. So I thought that that was dope. So not only did I get to go with her and help her pick out her first pair of like real Jordan 1 highs, but then when we got home, she wanted to put them on right away. And you can only do that if you lace them up. So I had to teach her how to lace up her sneakers. And it was one of the best things I've ever experienced.
That's beautiful, Katie.
Anyways, the outsole on these guys features the greatest traction of all time. Per usual, it's done up in university blue, so nothing really to write home about. It looks good, and that's all I can really say about it. But when you move on up to the cup sole, basically it's an all-white cup sole, which I think looks great. So there's no sale or off-white or pre-vintage look. Much like the university blue Air Jordan 2 lows, these guys come looking brand spanking new, so they're gonna yellow on your time, you know what I mean? Not like already. So you get to actually put the work in yourself. You don't have to buy them already yellowed up and stuff.
Snow cone?
But anyways, the tech specs inside the cup sole are pretty much the same thing as what we see on every other Air Jordan 1, no matter the iteration, with the exception of a few. Obviously, there's the Zoom versions, the Alpha versions, the Comfort versions, things like that. Those are obviously different. But the ones that feature the standard cup sole will all have a polyurethane wedge inside of the shoe, and then inside that wedge is an encapsulated air sole unit. Where they start to differ is the insoles, and that's where this guy comes in. This is the Not So Dream Cell. I do wonder if this is Dream Cell. It just doesn't have the branding. I just find that really hard to believe when we do see Dreamcell insoles that clearly state like Dreamcell. So I feel like these are like knockoff Dreamcells. If somebody at the brand wanted to correct me, I'd love to know, but I think that these are not actual Dreamcells. They're a little softer, they're not quite as dense, and Dreamcells are already that in comparison to a real polyurethane insole. So yeah, this is more inferior than the inferior. It's kind of a bummer, but it's not glued in or anything, so if you wanted to take it out and replace it with damn near anything, you can. If you got an orthotic, if you got a special insole that you prefer, feel free to use whatever it is that you like. Now the materials are definitely not comparable to the shattered backboard Air Jordan 1. I don't know if any of this style color blocking outside of the bread toes were comparable to those first. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like they really knocked out of the park. As far as the overall community consensus is concerned, where like everybody that's seen a pair is like, that's shattered backboard quality, or is it shattered backboard quality? I feel like only the shattered backboard and the bread toes were of that quality. Everything else since has just been downhill. Like, they, you know, obviously are trying to save money, so I don't think that we'll see that on all of these releases. But as far as the release itself, the materials aren't bad, I don't think. The black that you see is actually a nice soft leather. It's not premium or anything like that. It's not like the best quality leather, but it's good enough, especially for a daily wear or a daily beater. When you press into it, it actually wrinkles up a little bit, so it doesn't have a heavy, thick polyurethane coat on there, so it's not gonna feel super stiff or crease weird. That's, I think, is the biggest bummer, is that when you get a nice leather, but it has a heavy polyurethane coat, it looks like crumpled up paper instead of leather. Once you start to wear them around, it just doesn't look good. So this stuff right here, I think that everybody's gonna like. The white panels are much of the same. It's got the same kind of feel to it. Very thin polyurethane coat, soft to the touch when you press into it. The UNC material, that's the best material, I think. It's at least the softest. You can tell that they've put a little bit of texture into it and everything. They tried to make it look kind of tumbled and everything like that. Luckily, it's not too heavy, so it doesn't look fake or anything. So I really like what they've done here. I think that they're very comfortable on foot. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size, whatever you typically wear, especially in your Air Jordan 1s. That's exactly what I would recommend. I do really like both laces. I don't know which one I would pick between the two. I do really lean towards this look here though, but when they're on feet, especially in the B-roll, I think that they look good on both angles. So I don't know which one I would pick overall, but feel free to let me know what you would pick down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. But overall, I don't know if this is gonna be a massive, like, quick sellout and everything like that. I don't think I want them to be. I would love to see these on shelves. You know what I mean? Like the yellow ones, like those were everywhere for a while. So if these are like that, I think that that would be great, especially if some people can get them under retail. If they can experience this type of quality as their first pair of Air Jordan 1s, while it's not the greatest quality, I think it's a very good step in that direction. So I think that whoever would end up with these, especially if it's their first pair, is going to be very happy with them. At least I hope so. Oh, and by the way, for those of you guys that are interested in the grade school versions, I know that sometimes the grade schools get like really cheap quality and stuff like that. Because I did like find a pair in my niece's size and everything, I did compare the two, and the leathers are not identical, but they are very similar. So the grade school in this particular instance is not like a super cheap version of just the men's pair. So if you do wear a smaller size, I think that you'll also be happy with the shoe. But with all that being said, sound off below and let us know what you think about these in the comment section. Is this a must cop, or is this a wait and see what happens type of release? Sound off below, let me know. Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you guys. We will catch y'all on the next one. So until then, have a good one. But the most important thing is the shoes. Wow, what happened? It's hit puberty out of nowhere.
That's why it's called